I want to quickly release this video. The information here, what you will hear today, is going to shock you. It's going to surprise you. It's going to keep you asking questions to find out why. Why is this happening to people? And why are we doing this? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why do people commit the crime that they have not supposed to commit in the first place? Why are people so cruel? This message, I want to pass it across to the African community, to the Asian community, to the other minority community out there. This is a very important message. Do not say, oh, because this video is too lengthy, you're not going to just watch it. The reason why you need to watch this video is that no matter how lengthy it is, it's going to basically give you the information. It's going to save your life. It's going to save the life of your children. It's going to save the life of your family. The information in here, basically. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel, the Africa Social Intellect, where we are able to review informations like this on a regular basis. Let me go straight to the point. I released a video the other time I titled Security Alert. And the essence of that video is to tell you what the authorities in America, and as well as even in the UK here, what they are basically doing to demoralize other minority communities right here in the UK and even in America. And the essence for that video is to basically give you that security message that you need, because these people, they discover that people of these minority groups, they don't really die of this virus like that. And the next thing they have to do is to systematically drag them into the hospital and get them killed. And I am sure some of us who fall victim of actually rushing into the hospital unnecessarily on the cause of this coronavirus, many of them, they could not return. And we have also had many of us who take the necessary precaution, and by staying home during this pandemic, and they actually survived it. And this is not to say you should not go to hospital, but you have to see things are different from the way it used to be. You have to be extremely careful. Only go to hospital when it's extremely necessary. If not, you need to stay at home. You need to stay at home and begin to treat yourself. Now, why I am here today is to basically give you additional information of what these authorities, they are planning against these minority communities. Let me use that word. I want you to understand this, because the reason why I am using this kind of racial language is because the racial issue is equally popping up here. I just couldn't understand, even in this modern age, why we could not treat a patient as patients in our hospital. We are not having an issue that have to do with black community, white community, Asian community. You see, all these are the news that you are hearing on the media on a regular basis. And this is actually the reason why I am actually discussing this issue today. I don't really understand what could be wrong if you just treat a patient in the hospital based on the patient, rather than try to know who is black, who is white, and who is likely to be affected, who is not be affected. The truth of the matter is this one. We all know the numbers of people affected disproportionately by this COVID-19 is actually the white people. They are the ones you see who are dying in Italy. They are the ones you see who are dying disproportionately in Spain, in USA, and even here in the UK. The issue is this one. The media will never tell you that. To use this medium to advise you, my brothers and my sisters. You see what? You need to begin to watch news if you don't watch news regularly. Because like myself, I don't usually watch all this mainstream media news. I don't watch them regularly. So as I'm watching all this mainstream media news on a regular basis since this pandemic began, because I actually want to basically give out the necessary information that is required to safeguard the life of people, because I managed to find myself in organizations where thousands of people, we are helping to save their lives on a daily basis. But I noticed since that time that a lot of things that I have witnessed, a lot of things that you can never imagine is happening on this mainstream media, but you will never understand. You're going to be extremely intelligent to understand what is happening at the mainstream media. Many of the mainstream media you see today, they are manipulator. They are either working for the authorities or they are designed to particularly work for the interest of factions of people in our community. That is what we see today. Now, I told you the security threats that was happening during that time.
Guys, they're not dying of COVID, okay? I am literally telling you that they're murdering these people, and nobody will listen to me.
Since the news break out, an American lady who basically were confessing how they are killing the black people, the minority groups in the hospitals. Then these community people, they were extremely careful. Now these authorities, they have failed. Their plan has failed there. They don't stop. They don't want to stop there. What they want to do basically is to systematically use a kind of language, a language that will terrify this community, a language that will make the public to believe that this community, they're actually likely to be affected by this COVID-19, and begin to use that method to demoralize these people, and begin to use that method as a racist chance to downgrade this community, as to begin to use that method to enable them subject this community to a kind of maltreatment that they've never witnessed before. They want to use that method to differentiate this community and put them in a separate class and downgrade them to the extreme end. You must be wondering that, why is it that this guy is using this language? But I'm going to show you the first video. I will show you the first video, then I will explain to you what it represents. Just listen to the video.
Obviously a disproportionate issue, but that was only stats for deaths within hospitals. Now what ONS have done is they've gone wider and looked at deaths in the community as well in England and in Wales, and what their stats have shown are quite stark actually. They've adjusted for age, for socio-economic issues, for deprivation, for underlying health conditions as well, and they've actually found that black people in particular are twice likely to die from COVID-19, and they've also found that Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Indian and mixed ethnic people as well are also increased likely to die from COVID-19.
The video you see out there, you see the authorities, they are saying the people who are likely to be affected by this disease is the black people, is the other minority groups. This is totally false. It's totally false in essence that this coronavirus defies the intelligence of the scientists. It defied the intelligence and the ability of the medical doctors. It defied the ability of the rich as well as the poor. It doesn't know where you live, how you live, poor state of life, your economic status. No, it doesn't really know that. It doesn't know the rich. It doesn't know the poor. It doesn't know your health-wise. It doesn't know anything that has to do with class. It doesn't know black. It doesn't know white. Whoever is able to attack, he attacks him or her and he kills. This is how this virus works. There is one thing these authorities, they usually do. When they want to strike, they use a language. They classify people. They classify group and begin to use this group as a machine to be able to carry out their mission. That is what you are seeing there. What you are seeing on that video, listen, I don't want to be racist here. It's just because these authorities, they are segregator, as I have known. They are segregator, and there is the language they are using that I'm actually interpreting to them right now. And I need you to please listen to this. I'm going to show you another video. Another video that will terrify your mind. Another video that will further convince you about what I'm telling you now. Just watch this video.
Syndrome. It seems to be affecting children between 9 and 10 years old, whereas Kawasaki seems to be younger children between 2 and 3. Now, Evelina Children's Hospital have treated 72 children with this since mid-April, and they found that a significant proportion of those children, about 70 to 80% of them, are from a BAME background. They included one case that was 14-year-old boy who tragically died. Now, Evelina is, of course, in South London. It has a large BAME population. But Sarah Hannah from the hospital, who we spoke to earlier on, said that doesn't explain these figures.
Now, it's going to your children. Now, they have not able to drag these people to the hospital to kill them. And what is left for them is to begin to classify this certain group of people. The question I want to ask you is this one. How many black families have visited the hospital since this pandemic? How many black children has visited the hospital since this pandemic? How many black children that is affected by this virus? How many of these minority communities that you have seen, their children, that has been affected by this COVID-19? There is none. What you are seeing there on the news is a manipulation. Look at this lady body language. Let me play the video again. Look at her body language.
Earlier on, said that doesn't explain these figures.
Did you watch that video? Now, they came up with black people are more likely to be affected by this disease. And they go further to inform you, to let you know that they are so much concerned and they want to know the reason why this minority community, the black people, the Asians, the other minority groups, the reason why they are likely to be affected by this COVID-19. And they use a language. I said in my previous video, disproportionately. Disproportionately is a terrifying word you can actually use in an extreme situation. To prove them wrong, I want to draw a little analysis. How many black people that live in Derby? How many black people that live in Scotland? How many black people that live in Wales? How many black people that live in all these suburbs? How many black people? Then, compare the population of people who are affected by this disease. Then you can then believe that these people, they are lying against this community. You can then believe what I'm telling you, that what they are saying is not real. I've met a couple of friends, and there's someone like, what's these people saying? People don't really see. It's not to say some of us are not affected by this disease, but it is not a disproportionate number. The question is this one. If we are more likely to be affected because we are at the front line in the medical sector, who are we treating? Who are we looking after? Who are dying of this disease that we are coming to look after? A majority of those people, they are the white nationals. I don't understand that this is not to say, whenever we lost one person, whether it's a black, whether it's a white, whether it's Caucasian, for as long as it's human being, it hurt us to the bone. Why can't we see ourselves as one human and feel the pains of others as ours? Period. Why do you have to have this issue of, oh, the black people, they are more likely to be affected? Why they are not even affected in the first place? This is what we see in our community today. Now, the racism we have been talking about, I begin to study these authorities and I discover that they are actually the author of this racism. They caused it. Whatever you see people do on the street, all these plans has been designed by certain people in authority in order for them to be able to classify certain groups and begin to suppress them to the extreme. That is what you are saying. I'm going to tell you why. So listen to this again.
And minority groups, African, Caribbean, Pakistani, Indian, all thought to be between 10% and 50% more likely to die from COVID-19 than white British people. We don't know today, though, why.
This is an organized crime against a particular community. Now, the question is this one. Why? Why is it that whenever the issue of minority or race comes up, Africa must always be used as a scapegoat? Africa must always be used as a testing ground. Africa must always be used to describe those things that are not really of human, those things that are deadly, those things that are worthless, those things that are not of it. Why? Why? That is the question you should ask yourself. Do you know why? Because this community, they notice they are very vulnerable. If you discover that these people, they are not affected by this disease because of their strong immune system, because God blessed them that way, why don't you say the word exactly the way it is? Because even of these people, this BMEA community you are talking about, even as they have this virus, it doesn't affect them, but it's likely to affect their neighbors, our white brothers, our white sisters, our white mom, our white uncles, our white nephews. Is likely to affect us because of some of our weak immune system. Why can't you basically say the matter exactly the way it is? So because if I know that even if I contract this virus or this disease, it's not going to affect me, but it might affect my neighbor, then I'm going to be careful not to assist to spread this virus everywhere. I will be willing to come out and say, listen, I have this, but I'm going to make sure that, I isolate myself in order to prevent me spreading this virus to somebody who it might affect in one way or the other. Why can't you say this? Is this difficult for the media to say that these minority communities, they are less likely to be affected by this disease? But when they are carrier, they are likely to spread it to others who are likely to be affected. Why can't we use this language exactly the way it is? Instead of coming up with a plan structure, an organized plan structure to demonize these people, to reduce these people. Now, for you watching, you don't really understand what is coming. What is coming is this one. Let me explain to you. Tomorrow you will take your children to school. Your children, you will be so surprised. They will be separated from other groups. You will not have a class of two. One for the black and other community, and another one for the whites. And what they are doing, like I told you, these people, they are separator. They want to separate these children. Because they are beginning to concern. They are beginning to concern. They are very concerned about what is happening now. As people are becoming more integrated, you see more white families are likely to marry black families, more Asian families, they are likely to marry white families. People are integrating every day. These people, for as long as that integration is gradually increasing, they don't want it. They are actually using this strategy to separate people. This is what you are seeing. That is what you are seeing on the news. The news you saw on the BBC, that is what you are seeing there. That is what you are seeing there. If you do not understand what is going on, that is what you are just seeing there on the news. Very soon, you might not be allowed to a certain shop here. Very soon, you might be subjected to law enforcement brutality, which might not be contrary to what is going on in the US already. Very soon, you cannot walk like every other person does. You have to be scrutinized in an extremely manner. Very soon, when you travel, when you're coming back, you will be dealt with in a very separate way. That is what you are seeing there. The question I'm asking is this one. How many of us are dying in Africa if we are more likely to be affected? How many of us are dying in Africa? How many Africa communities are dying in Spain? How many of these Africa communities are dying in Switzerland? How many of these Africa communities are dying of coronavirus in Italy? How many of them? Tell me how many of us are dying in this place? Why is it that it's only in Britain and in America that black people, they are more likely to be dead or to be affected disproportionately by this disease? Why? Why is your case different? Oh, you will tell me, oh, because these people, they are on the front line. Forget that. We all know. I have many nurses who work in these medical sectors. They told me, listen, this is not true, man. It's not true. It is not true. We may have been working at the forefront, but the thing is this one. This disease that have come is a miracle disease that defies the intelligence of every authorities. Surprisingly, these people, they go there to work on the front line, but they still survive it. It's only just few of them that have underlying medical condition that is even affected. But what the media is showing is that they are very happy, basically, to come up with a news of minority family that has been affected by this disease. Why are they not coming up every day to bring out those minority communities who are at the front line saving the life of these people on a daily basis? Why haven't we seen so? But it's very, very easy for them to come up on the news and begin to show just one minority family that is affected by this disease. That is what you're seeing everywhere. This is what I want to let you know. And I want to send this message to Africa community. Africa leaders, you're going to wake up. You're going to stand up for yourself. But they still refuse to understand that be you white, black, brown, we are just one people. We are one people on this earth who want to live as one family. They refuse to understand that. That is what they are doing. That's why they are doing all this rubbish. You're going to be very, very, very careful. You see, how do you solve this problem? It's a problem. One of the reasons why they begin to use this language as they use, because when they succeed in it, they will not believe that they are more intelligent than the black. No, that is not the truth. Most of these BME family, they understand everything you are doing. Just that they have been conditioned in one way or the other not to be able to speak up. That is why they are not talking to you. They understand everything, the politics you are playing on them on a daily basis. And I want to advise them. But the thing is, I think this community, they need to have a kind of a social movement to monitor the decisions of every authorities against their community. Because for as long as nobody is speaking up, they're still going to continue like this. That is what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing everywhere. Honestly, I want to advise you to be extremely careful this season. Take your children to school, but tell your children not to allow to be discriminated. Now, can't we just treat human being as human being? And forget whether you are white, whether you are black, whether you are Hispanic. Can't we? Why is this thing just coming up on the media? Unnecessarily, extremely unnecessarily. Because these people, they benefit from people of this community being poor or remain in the state they are today. They don't want your progress. That is why in the UK here, you hardly will find a black man company on the high street. And if you have just come here, you would think that, oh, black people just start existing here in the past 3 years. You will not know that black people has been here for centuries. And this is what this authority continue to do, to bring these people down. Whatever opportunity that comes, they will systematically take it away from them. Anyway, I want to end this video here. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, the Africa Social Intellect, and share this video to friends and family. And you can see how rewarded this video are and the information in here. I love you to know and share. Continue to share this video. Let the whole world know what is going on now. And inform your community people. If you have a group basically, you happens to work in organization that you feel this message I'm releasing to you is quite important. You have to share with them. If you work with association, you know that their duty is to protect this community. You need to begin to share a video like this with them. Let them know what is going on. At least maybe they can have a kind of public opinion to know where the fact is on this matter. Thank you very much. I want to end this video here. Thank you, and bye for now.